Blue Tara, or How is a Hyacinth Macaw Parrot Like a Tibetan Goddess? From Blue Parrot Books. Chapter 1, Part 2. Charlie's bird store occupied a small part of the catacombs in the lower levels of Seattle's Pike Place Market above the downtown waterfront, several levels below the standard tourist haunts. The arcade with the Seattle t-shirt hawkers, the flying fish, the flower mongers, the Russian bakery. Did I mention cookies? The gooey ducks, the brass pig, down the block from the first Starbucks ever. And it goes without saying, every time I visit the market, I duck into the Three Sisters Bakery to snag a chocolate pretzel. I patiently circled the market until a parking spot opened I could fit my truck into. Chocolate pretzel in hand, I patted the brass pig on his snout for good luck as I headed for the top of the Pike Place hill climb. The flying fish and gooey ducks, the brass pig and chocolate pretzels are a good 200 feet above Seattle's seawall, and only about 200 feet away, straight up and straight down. The thing about parrots is, just follow the squawking. I could hear the parrots well before I found Charlie's shop about halfway down the hill climb off Western Avenue. Charlie's bird store is gone, part of Seattle history now, a legend and foundation story for many Seattle bird people. Charlie is an eccentric elderly black guy who pretty much keeps to himself these days, tall, wiry, old-school military. Fancied himself to be a bird whisperer, a born salesman. Today, if not parrots, he'd probably be running a pot shop. Back then, he sold parrots. Charlie retired after all these events were said and done, told me he had gotten one parrot too many, one particular parrot too many. The closing of Charlie's bird store was big on the local news, Charlie being the celebrity he was. Turned out to be quite the show when hundreds of birds needed to be moved out of the market to new digs. "Come in," read the sign on the door to the shop. I took a deep breath and pushed the door open. The din of hundreds of birds, parrots, parakeets, and God knows what else rolled over me like the tide at Golden Gardens Beach. I thought I heard someone say, "Hello." I paused in the doorway in an attempt to acclimate to the noise level. My eyes pressed shut involuntarily as if my eyelids could mitigate the noise assaulting my eardrums. Hundreds of birds, small birds, big birds, loud birds, parakeets, lovebirds, cockatiels, conures. I thought maybe retreat might be my best option. "Hello," I distinctly heard a voice say. I forced my eyes open. The incessant chatter of small birds muffled the source of the greeting. Low ceiling, brown concrete block walls, one bank of dingy floor-to-ceiling warehouse windows facing the water. In another room toward the back I could see larger birds, African greys, cockatoos, and the macaws. But no sign of Charlie. "Hello," the voice repeated from the rear of the shop. Beyond the door to the back room, the largest bird I had ever seen in my life sat perched in a stainless steel cage. Solid blue. The bird, not the cage. Cobalt blue from the crest of the bird's enormous head to the tip of the sweeping tail. Only parts of the parrot not blue were the gigantic black beak and glowing black eyes, if black eyes could glow, and these black eyes glowed. That and the reflector yellow skin ringing the eyes and lower mandible. "Hello," the parrot said, indisputably, a magic voice cutting through the din from the birds in the shop. That was all the magic necessary to enchant me. I stood in front of the cage, frozen in awe of the parrot's color and size. The blue parrot entranced me. "Hello," I responded. I reached my hand out toward the bird's beak. "Hello, boss," someone behind me said, startling me. My hand jerked forward. The parrot's blue feathers ruffled. A hand grabbed my shoulder and yanked me away from the cage. I wheeled around. I could feel my face flush in embarrassment. 300 pounds per square inch, a tall, older black guy sternly cautioned me. "Only takes 15 pounds per square inch to take your finger off." The man dropped his hand to his waist. "Charlie is the name. Birds are my game. How can I help you?" A wry, toothy smile broke across his face as if he dared me to ignore his warning. "How do you respond when an older black guy calls you boss? This is the socialist hellhole of Seattle, not South Carolina." "You looking for a parrot? You come to the right place," Charlie continued. He leaned forward. He raised his hand to pat my shoulder, trying to put me at ease. I stared up into Charlie's face. His blue eyes seemed as inscrutable as a parrot's. 300 pounds per square inch. Great sales pitch, I thought. I stifled my tendency towards sarcastic replies lest it be misconstrued as an insult. I was in a parrot store looking at parrots. Of course I was looking for a parrot. "Hello," the blue parrot repeated. "Hello," the blue parrot repeated. I spun around.